Okay, so I wanted to work a couple of these for you guys so that you could get a good start on how to work these. You can work them the traditional way. I'll work a couple just like we've been doing, and then I'll show you another way in case you want kind of a calculator trick. So we've got our equation. 0 equals 8 absolute value of p. Okay, first thing that you want to do is if you don't have absolute value isolated, go ahead and do that. So you can divide both sides by 8 and just simplify the equation to absolute value of p equals 0. Well, that's actually really easy. That's just going to be 0 or 0. Alright, I don't know why they had two answers put there for you. And this one's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 0 or 0 because absolute value has to equal 0. It doesn't matter what is in there. So I don't know why they started off with two of those easy ones. Alright, let's try something like this. It's got g, absolute value, g plus 5 equals 5. Okay, so you're going to subtract 5, subtract 5. This cancels. Absolute value of g equals 0. What do you know? Another easy one. So it's going to be 0 or 0. Okay, now the answer on this one is not going to be 0. So we've got 8 equals absolute value of 8c. So from here, I would drop my absolute value and write two equations. So 8c equals positive 8 or 8c equals negative 8. In both cases, you want to divide by 8. So, and 8 over 8 is 1, or negative 8 over 8 would be negative 1. So in this case, it's going to be negative 1 and 1. So we do it like that. Okay, let's check this one out. It's actually asking how many solutions the equation has. You could solve it to figure that out. So absolute value of m minus 1 equals negative 13. Add 1 on both sides. So absolute value of m equals negative 12. So that's actually no solution, right? Because absolute value can't equal a negative number, so it's just going to be no solution. But I think here would be a good time to show you a calculator trick. So you've got your two sides of the equation, right? You got your absolute value side and the number side. You can put both of those into Desmos and then look and see if the graph crosses, and if it does, how many times. And that'll give you the answers. Let me show you. So see how I put absolute value, just change the m to an x minus 1, and then you're going to add another one and then put negative 13 in, okay? Actually, you probably have to put a y equals to make it show up. Okay, so now come over here and zoom in or out, however you want to do it. Do you see how the lines never cross? So that actually means that there is no solution, which we already had figured out. Similarly, on this one, I could come over here and put in both sides of the equation. So do absolute value, get this right here, do absolute value of negative 4x on one side, and then on the other side, just put 0. Now look at the graph. Do you see how it crosses one time? So that's going to be one solution, or just the same number twice, I guess. Okay, this one actually has more than one solution, and let me show you. You could work it out to find the answer, or you could do it this way. You could graph both sides. So you could do absolute value x minus 6 on one side, then on the other side you could do 0. Now, if you come over here and look, you've always got to put y equals to make the second line show up. Sometimes I forget that. Okay, so if you look here, you've got one point of intersection, which means there's one solution. Okay, I'm trying to find one that has more than one solution. This would be 0. So I'm trying to find one that's got double solutions. This would have one solution. I'm trying to find, okay, this would be no solution because it can't equal a negative. And this would be 1 or negative 1. Okay, this is a good one. So let me pull this up. Let me show you. So you could do absolute value of negative 3x, and then subtract 6, and then add the other side, do y equals 48. Okay, now come over here, zoom in or out. You want to see those two lines cross. So right here, do you see how I have it crossing here and here? So that means it has two solutions. The answers are negative 18 and positive 18. So I could do that. Just like that. Okay, so it shouldn't be too hard for you, especially if you've got those little calculator tricks. And it's really not cheating or anything. It's just understanding that absolute value has the V shape. And so sometimes you can have two solutions, one solution, or no solution. All right, good luck with the IXL.